He's the coach of the boys. So sessions like this, he's been having it with the Reality Boys for persistently for about a year, just mentoring on, really passionate about leadership, and he's a very, very strong Pan-Africanist as well. So, looking at seeing how we can empower ourselves in the continent to become the change that we dream of and change we want to see. So, Gopo, you're very welcome. You have Pastor Silas here, lead from the heart. I'm sure you probably heard from him already. He's really the brain behind the Transformation Leadership Academy Mentorship Forum. So we're doing the trainings. These guys have gone through some training in Amanda for 5 days boot camp, intensive training, and then after that, they've all gone through a transformation, a session for a workshop, social innovation and entrepreneurship. Yeah, social innovation and entrepreneurship for 2 days, and we've all developed projects. I think I sent the projects to you today so you can fill you in and see what they've been doing. So that's where they are, and they're going through this process of 16 weeks. And today is day 2. We had Dr. Cletus who took day 1. The Cletus is the fuel behind this, single-handedly sponsored the Leadership Academy in Bamenda for 5-day boot camp. You can imagine, So we're so excited, and he's really passionate about this course as well. So he's on the call as well today. He took session 1, and he's here, busy man. Medical doctor in the US, but he still makes time to inspire the young people. So you have a few young people here. They're supposed to be basically 40 of them. I'm sure that they'll be joining as we go along. Yes, so sometimes network issues and all of that, but we're training that as leaders. We go, we respect the time. So we're gonna start, and then I think they'll join us. Mm-hmm. So maybe Pastor Salas, you want to lead us with a word of prayer, and then we're gonna start.
Okay. Thank you. Let's pray and then we start. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for yet another session to learn, to grow, and to become better people. I thank you that Paul is here to guide us and to coach us through the law of awareness. I pray that you give us inspiration and guidance, and that by the end of the session, every participant here we would have learned something, would have acquired something that will make them become better leaders, more aware leaders, and would have grown in one way or the other. Thank you so much, Lord, as you guide us through the next 60 minutes of learning and growth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, Mr. Paul, it's over to you.
Amen.
Okay.
Okay, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you, Pastor Silas, and thank you for Doctor for creating this opportunity and this platform for us to fellowship. And I'm honored, Doris, that you reached out to me to give my own contribution to the laws, the 15 invaluable laws of growth, and taking the law of awareness in particular today. I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
I can see.
Hello?
I'm sure the others should be able to see.
Okay, fantastic. I just
We
want.
can see the screen.
All right. Yeah, the law of awareness, the word awareness, I don't think 60 minutes can cover everything and every aspect of awareness that we should be aware of, as individuals, as a community, and as a leader. Because being aware of who you are is one of the most important things that every individual, every human being needs to know. I know we talk a lot about confidence, self-confidence. A lot of it comes from awareness. How can you become confident of anything if you are not even aware of who you are? So it's a very critical topic, and it's about knowing yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your passion, your vision, your values, and all of that. And we can easily go through life every day and get so busy without ever stopping to think and to connect and to be aware. Even this present moment, are we truly aware? Are we present here? Are we doing something on our phone? Are we thinking about something? It's all part of awareness. The most powerful phrase or words have come about awareness is from a guy called R.D. Lang. He said, the range of what we think and do is limited by what we fail to notice. And because we fail to notice that, we fail to notice there's little we can do to change until we notice how failing to notice shapes our thoughts and our deeds. I just want you to take some time to reflect on those words a bit. I'll repeat them. The range of what we think and do is limited by what we fail to notice. Until we notice how failing to notice shapes our thoughts and deeds, there is very little we can do to change. And I'm sure you've come across this phrase before, change is the only constant. We keep changing, and you can change for good or you can change for bad. There is no standing still. That you're moving forward or you're moving behind, or everyone around you is moving past you. And it's all about awareness and noticing what is happening. So one of the first things I'm getting now into John Maxwell, one of the first things he said about awareness, you must know yourself to grow yourself. I don't know, I want us to be a bit interactive. So who can explain what it means to them? You must know yourself to grow yourself. What does that speak? What does it speak to you, this statement? Anyone? Sorry, I can't see you guys. I don't know how our Google Meet is. With Zoom, I'll be
Yeah,
able to see.
yeah. I think we can all see each other if we want to. It's just that, especially in Cameroon, the network is better um, if we are off screen.
Oh, I see. But it's all right. Somebody can just
Yeah,
speak. I don't need to call the
yeah.
name.
I think you can. They know the deal, guys. You guys know, so you can lift your hand up, and then we would highlight who it is, and then you can answer the question. So
Yeah.
let's be
Right.
interactive.
What I'm saying is I cannot see. For some reason, I don't know why. It's just showing my PowerPoint. It's not showing me you guys. So, Tyler, can you see everyone?
Yeah, I can see.
Right. So you can pick someone. I mean, as I ask the questions to make it easy.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Um.
So, can anyone just tell me what these words speaks to them? You must know yourself to grow yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see people. I don't know if anybody wants to respond. There's Cynthia. There's Socrates. There's Priestley. There's Melanie. There's Sean. There's Eli Sane, and so you guys are all there. So, someone want to answer that?
Okay, I'm gonna go for Priestley.
Okay, Priestley, you can unmute yourself
Priestley,
and then share.
fine. Is his mic on?
Okay, he just unmuted.
This is everyone.
Good evening, Presley.
Uh, it's a pleasure to be part of this platform and listening so far. You asked me sorry to be able to go about this. For me, it has to do with my identity, and me having this identity it helps to direct me. And if I don't acknowledge or know what my identity is, it becomes difficult for me to actually grow. Because,
Okay, thank you. That's a part
yeah,
of it. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think Socrates' hand was up. Socrates, do you want to also speak?
Um, yes, good evening. Um, so you must know yourself to grow yourself. Basically tells me that there's a lot that there's a lot that goes into the growth process, and for us to be able to actually grow, we must know in what areas that we want to grow in. So it's about knowing our strengths, knowing our weaknesses, and figuring out which of these things do we want to improve on.
Okay.
So this code is telling me that if I don't know in what areas I'm great at or in what areas I'm not very good at, then I don't know how exactly I can grow. So that's what I'm picking out from the code.
Okay. Well done, guys. I think that's a great start. You know, getting to know yourself is one of the first things that we should do. I know they don't teach us this in school, that we have to know ourselves. But the first person you really need to know is yourself. And it's about everything you guys have mentioned, your strengths, your weaknesses, what you like, what you don't like, and all that. There's another critical question on your screens there. Who are you? If somebody asks you, who are you? What are you going to say? Now, what I'm going to say is, can you guys just write down 2 sentences that describes who you are? I mean, it's your personal thing. You don't need to share it with everyone. I just want you to reflect. So you're asking yourself that question is to see if you really know yourself. Who are you? And remember, there are no right or wrong answers. This is a journey, and who you are can evolve. Remember the first saying we went through: change is the only constant. So, who you are, according to how you define it today, might be deeper tomorrow, might be different tomorrow. But we need to start seeing if we can notice what is constant in how we perceive ourselves. So, just write down, who are you? Who do you think you are? So imagine you were asking yourself, just have an outer body experience that you met you for the first time and you're asking, who are you? What are you going to say? Um, is there anyone who would dare to share? Anyone would like to share what they've written down?
Okay, no one sharing.
Okay. That was a tough one.
The
People
part
are
I
not
really
confident about who they are. Let me go ahead. Let me share. Actually, what I wrote, it got me thinking, to be honest. But in the end, what I actually wrote was just that I'm a son of God.
Ah, hmm. Okay, that's very powerful.
Mm,
Yeah, I think that word is really standing out for me, especially these last few days. As I'm a transformational leader. It's really something that's becoming very, very clear to me daily. Yeah.
okay. And I'll say mine as well. I mean, I answered this question quite a while ago, a few years ago. It has just extended a little bit. I define it by my purpose in life. Yeah, I'll say I'm Paul, and my purpose in life is to empower young people. It used to be just young people, but I've extended it, young people and communities to develop, their creative and competitive edge to be the best that they can be. So
Wow.
that's what defines me, and everything I do, I try to align it with that. So if I'm doing something and I'm not feeling it, I just review. I go back and compare. If it's not really in line with who I think I am and what I want to be, I mean, I know I'm not supposed to be doing that, so I move on. So
Hmm.
it's just something to think about. Just think about your purpose, and it can be your northern star that helps to guide you. Because sometimes the world is so crowded. There's too much happening around you, and you're just doing, doing, doing. But when you come to the point where you need to make some hard choices, when you really know who you are, then you can say, okay, this is who I am. So I'm doing the right thing. Even if it's not working, at least I am where I want to be, where I'm supposed to be. Or if it's a hard choice that you need to choose going left or right, you look at which one fulfills you and your purpose, you know.
Mm.
So it's a question that you need to take you and keep revisiting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
I think that's a very, very powerful perspective
Yeah.
because, like I say, especially for some of us who run several initiatives and run an organization, it's easy to get lost in everything and you want to be everywhere. And then you have to just pause and say, hey, wait a minute. I think Pastor Fellas can relate with that because I had a conversation with him about that this morning.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, you have to just pause and say, in the midst of all of this, who am I really? What's my role? Where do I fit in all of this? Yeah, so it's really important.
Yeah.
Critical.
Hmm.
And you guys. So, um, and the key things in knowing yourself, to grow yourself, your strengths, which has been mentioned before, your weaknesses, what are you interested in? Critically, what opportunities are around you? Where are you at this point in time? And where do you want to be? Again, it takes a bit of awareness to be able to get some of these answers. And it has to be deliberate. It cannot be something that happens, by error. Yes, you might get some by just, you know, some kind of trick, or it just happens that you know that I know how to do this. But sometimes we need to dig in more to really know our strengths, to know our weaknesses, and what we are interested in. Now, your opportunities, it's a very critical one. Sometimes our perception of opportunities and opportunities really are could maybe will not align. And I think I would like to ask the question, what are opportunities? Again, it's raising our awareness of understanding because your strength, your weaknesses, your interests, everything always comes down around opportunity. And even where you are and where you want to be, all of this will circle opportunities. So who can tell me what are opportunities? What do you understand? I mean, in your own view, remember we're not in school, there are no right or wrongs. It's just your perception and awareness, and we're just sharing. We are each one teach one. All of us here are here to share and learn from each other. And when I listen to you guys, I'm learning as well. I'm here to learn as well. So let's just share what you perceive opportunities to be.
Okay. Today we are going to think whether I would like it or not.
I know, right? These are very deep questions.
I see everybody else just quiet. All right, I'll go. Let me try. Let me try. All right. Doris, I see this one is for us today. Um, so
I say it's for us, me and you.
well, I think again, this has got me really thinking. In line of what everything we've been sharing so far. I'm seeing opportunities now in a bit of a different way. I see opportunities now as avenues for me to um, explore more of who I am and share more of who I am with people, more or less. So an opportunity for me in this case would be avenues where I can get to express myself more. Yeah, express more of who I am. That's the way I'll look at opportunities.
Okay, good.
Mhm. Okay. Wow, that's serious. Doctor Muma, you not you're there.
Yeah, I'm running through the airport, so that's why I'm just listening for now. But I don't want my background to be much of a distraction. And I mean, I think it's a great topic. Very, very deep questions that need a lot of meditation. Seriously, I mean, my background is not that much of a distraction.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think that I think you at this question relatively, I think what as a father said is exactly what I think it is is ways to use to express yourself. How can you express that thing that is inside of you? How can you express that identity that is inside? And when you start being aware of who your identity is, then you start to find avenues and ways to express them. And I think being aligned with that is what opportunity is. So then you start to see it. But when you don't know, when you're not aware of it, when you don't know what your identity is, when you don't know who you are, then you can opportunity. Because where are you born? You don't know. It can be right there in front of you and you don't know it.
Wow. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
think
be
it's
who you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
in the same line.
Okay. Before you say yes, Dory, let me just read what Melanie has written, if in case Mr. Paul did not say it. It says, opportunity to me is an enabling environment for me to express myself. That's from Melanie Joseph.
Okay.
Wow.
I want to ask I want to ask, is it Melody or Melanie?
Melanie.
I think
Okay, Melanie.
I think we have Priestley and Rexon. Their hands are up.
Okay. So I just
So
want to put a question to Melanie while we are listening to the others. She said an enabling environment. I just want to ask her who enables that environment while we're
mm,
listening to the others.
Okay,
Pastor, this is cool today.
that's it. I'm not there. Melanie will answer his question for himself.
Okay, Rexon, go ahead. Oh, Priestley, are you ready?
Okay, so for me, I look at opportunity to be maybe a situation or a circumstance it can be a favorable one where I can put in my potentials and at the end have a positive outcome that better my life and even the life of the people around me and my family.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Cynthia too has written. Pastor Silas, repeat.
Yeah, let me read what Cynthia has written. Should I? Okay, let me first read Cynthia. Cynthia says opportunity is more like a situation that makes it possible for me to do something, to either express myself or do something for a positive impact. Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Let me
The
try.
answers are
It's a pause question for Melanie to see while we go ahead.
right. I will give you guys an example. Uh, Everything you have said, I think it encompasses part of opportunity. Don't ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Um, when you went to Boli Farm on my 16 to start Dignity World, what did you see there? What was there for you? Start with?
Whoa, this is very serious. What was there for me? I think what was there was an opportunity to serve God first. Yes, to serve God and to live out my purpose. I think that was that's what really pushed me because yeah.
Was there any physical or material thing there? Something physical that you would just come and you land and you're off and you're going?
No, I don't think. Mm-mm. It was more the people. I just looked into the people and I saw more potential. I saw that the people could become better.
Were there any
Yeah.
resources there for you to start with?
No.
And I'm going. Sometimes, like we see opportunities, there everything needs to be there for us to just come and take it and do what we want to do. It's possible that you can find that, but also sometimes there's nothing. It's just your vision, your awareness that makes you to be able to see, oh, these people, there's an opportunity, there's an environment where we can create something great. We can build something great. We are here today because of that opportunity. What you saw there, people are driving past that road every day. All of us are driving up and down. But you just look at Bolifam and think, this place is finished. There's nothing to do here. But you saw something. There was that opportunity. And it comes down to your awareness of who you are, your
Yeah.
passion to do what you want to do, your strength, your interest. You know, you are very aware of where you are and where you know where you want to be. You have a vision where you want to take this community to. So I'm just trying to be practical to tie it, with what we're doing, what we're experiencing as a people, what someone amongst us is doing, so that we too can sit down and think. Opportunity is not something where everything will be put on a platter of gold, or it might not be the way we think and perceive it. It might be something that we have to create. You know, one of the most powerful things I read about Jews, you know, this guy was one rabbi was about God's work. What I was expecting to see about what this guy would talk about God's work was completely different from what he said. You know, he explained that God's work is not in the synagogue, it's not in the church, it's not anywhere. It's the work that you do with your skills and abilities in the community, serving people. That is God's work. And the Jews, they've got it so right. That's why they are who they are in the world. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly side of them. But they know how to perform that work because the guy knows that having a farm that I farm and I sell to the people, or I'm a mechanic, I do my best to do my work. You know, I'm an engineer. That is it. So when we find what we are passionate about, what is our strength, and we engage now and look around us. Right. Well, if it hasn't got cabbage, maybe I go and start a cabbage farm to start. That's how we find opportunities. You know, sometimes it's not there. You need to notice what is missing. Opportunities is usually what is missing, is not what is there.
Hmm.
That's so strong.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Whoa.
Hmm.
that's what
That's a
makes a
strong
difference.
one. Opportunity is what is missing, is what is not there.
Not what is there.
Yeah. So that's another dimension. And everything you said, guys, is correct. But let's add our different perceptions and views. And you awareness, you guys, everyone needs to start thinking around you, what is it that you can do to add value to people, you know, to add value to that environment, to really transform that environment. You know, Jews glorify, as this guy was explaining, they glorify God with their work as well. You know, that's where their highest pleasure is, and it's a secret that they have and they use, and we can see that the results they're achieving. So how do we create these opportunities? By having this awareness and perceptions and understanding. Right, moving on. John Maxwell says there are three kinds of people finding direction. People who don't know what they would like to do. So they're always confused. People who know what they want, but they don't do it. They are frustrated. People who know what they want and they do it, they are fulfilled. So just reflect a little bit for yourself. Where do you think you belong when it comes to these three kinds of people? I'll give you 20 seconds. Just reflect. Right. I'm not going to ask people where they are. I'll leave you to digest that one. But I'm going to ask, which one is the worst one? Personally, for you, which one do you think is the worst there?
I think
Anyone,
that
can you tell me?
I think
Yeah,
number two is the worst.
okay. Anyone else different or the same? Well, I totally agree with you. Number two is the worst. This is
Yeah,
where,
two though.
pardon?
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you guys. Two is the worst for sure.
Yeah, this is where regret comes in.
Yeah.
Maybe you were planning to start, you know, a restaurant in Bolifam, and you end up not doing it, and somebody comes 7 to you. You're passing along the road, you see how that restaurant is performing, and you start thinking, had I known, you know, regret, frustration, everything comes in. The guy who is confused is confused. I'm not saying we should choose confusion. At least know what you want, then fight and start doing it. So don't decide that, okay, I'm going to give up. Let me not know what I want. So that I'm just confused. You know, to be frustrated is a good problem if at all you have the ability to know what you want. So if you missed it that first time, the next time, you know what you want. You should have the urge to do it. You know, and all of us, we want fulfillment in life. And sometimes it's better to try and not succeed than not to try, not to do anything about it. And that's where a lot of people are. They would rather not do, so they don't fail. You know, but it's always better to do it because it's not always what you do. The result is who you become in this process. It builds you. It helps you. You learn. You know, and next time you have an opportunity, some of the things you learn from the past failure, you can apply. You know, and move things forward. Right. There's a powerful question there. If you knew you could not fail, what would you do? I would like you guys to also answer that question. So just take time to write down the things you would do if you knew you could not fail.
Someone.
Wow. Uncle Momis. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You can add climbing for a mountain.
Running for president of Cameroon.
That's why you
Seriously.
can add it. Totally acceptable.
Will you?
Brother behind you.
Well, will you be
Behind
anywhere?
you. Who support? Exactly. It will only be the beginning.
You know, the first time I noticed this guy, Donald, which was about maybe 15 to 20 years ago, even before he became president, he said something. He said, if you want to think big. Nobody is going to arrest you. That's the first thing I heard him ever. That's what, who is this guy saying this kind of thing? That's the first time I noticed that name or I became aware of somebody called Donald Trump.
He's an audacious guy. He's bold.
And if you look at, you know, if you look at where he was, what he was doing, becoming the president of America, exactly, you know, it epitomizes what he said.
See, even speaking about Donald Trump, he once said that. I don't know why African leaders are coming to America begging for money. My friends go to Africa broke, but come back rich. And that is what makes me. So you have people in the midst of all the work that come to beg for money. We have people in the place of money saying, no, the money is over there. Let me go there and grab it.
That's a great one, Doctor. That's great awareness as well. We need to notice these statements. So he's basically telling us that's where the opportunities are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also the awareness. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what your purpose is, how can you see what you need? How will you even know what you need?
Yeah.
They can put gold in front of you and you will never notice it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
So this is, this is a very, very important topic, and I like the way it is. People have to think about it. It's not something you teach. People have to think about it. You have to have that aha moment.
That's right.
School of today.
So,
Serious.
does anyone want to? You're not obliged to share. It's your list. But what I want is you really need to be honest with yourself. Okay, you know, there were no limitations, nothing. You know, you
I-
just
I'll build. I'll build roads in Bolifamba. Build schools in Bolifamba.
so Dory, what's stopping you?
I started.
I love that.
So
I'm
therefore,
raising
you're
them.
not building already. So you're already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the build is not complete, but it doesn't mean that you already created it in your mind. So now you're building it, forming.
That's right. Yeah, you're doing it, and you're aware of that. That's what is important.
This year, I have a plan to influence all the schools in Bolifamba, all the leaders in Bolifamba. Nothing stopping me.
Amazing. That is good. Any other person? Remember, leaders lead. Who else wants to share?
Kijo.
Sorry, I saw you in my bag.
Just our Moses.
My brother in good works. We're in partnership now in this thing.
My eyes, my eyes is on the money. I was thinking. I think I put one on the chat. I said I will play the lottery, and it could be any. It could be any of them. It could be the money one here, or playing the DV lottery for people back home
Okay.
to travel.
All right.
Dump every dime I have from my retirement money to anything in a particular stock. So I'm not gonna fail.
Okay.
But what if I tell you there is something else that can buy money? Do you want that thing?
Please tell me what's that thing?
The Holy Spirit.
Testimony.
It's the Holy Spirit. If you learn to have the Holy Spirit, it can literally buy you everything. You don't need to pay for it.
Awesome.
Yeah. This awareness of it also.
Maybe it's not on your level of awareness. You know, I'm still trying to get.
Lord is we are always climbing.
Okay.
It's the journey that never ends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you get to this, the new horizon.
Mm.
Yeah. So you keep growing.
So awareness is like you get up in the morning and you realize that, oh wow, actually daybreak. But then you don't stop there. The day has just started. The more you get through the day, you realize that there's just more stuff to do, more stuff to know. Like your eye blow up, then you start to get to the point of like, I'm never, like I don't even know anything. After you start, you've learned a lot. So you always continue to learn. It's just something that you can never stop training yourself, teaching yourself who you are. Because your identity evolves, it changes. What you think about who you are yesterday is different from what you think about who you are today. even 30 seconds ago, you're never the same person.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So, again, what we're trying to drive at is for you to be aware of your passion and your purpose. Now, I'd like to ask, how many of you have sat down and thought about your purpose until not just thinking about it, but coming up with a statement that this is my purpose in life? But remember, it's not written on stone. It can change. But who has a? If they ask you today, what's your purpose in life? Can you state what it is? Have you written it down somewhere? So again, awareness is to become, aware of your passion, hence your purpose. That's why we ask this question. If you knew you could fail, what would you do? So that's where you start developing your passion, your purpose, and becoming aware of it, and you start finding it. You know, you start doing all you can on a day-to-day basis. To, to make that. So finding your passion and purpose. Do you like what you're doing at the moment? So if a person sets out to run a mile and 3/4 of a mile ahead, there is a cliff, should that person try to fit running the mile because he started out to do so? So they say change of direction is a risk, but what if you don't change? Which risk would you rather live with? So basically, like what we've said before, nothing is written on stone. You can start going in one direction and realize that, hey, maybe my passion lies elsewhere. And to be honest, that's a lot of us, a place a lot of us find ourselves in life. You can go through education, you study something, maybe because your dad wanted you to study it, maybe because everybody was studying it, but your passion actually lies elsewhere. So maybe you graduate as an, let me say, as an astronaut, but actually farming is your passion. That is where your heart is. For some people, sometimes it's too difficult to just move from there to there. But you carry on working as an astronaut, and you're not fulfilled, you're not happy, you know, because you need to change direction. But also, there are ways to change direction without completely leaving where you are. And at this point in your lives, again, you need to start thinking, what is my passion? What is my purpose? It doesn't mean you have to do a 180-degree change. You can start changing slowly. But the younger you are, the better. And the more you can cope with changing. But as you get older, you know, your risk becomes bigger. Your margin of error becomes smaller because everything now starts working against you. Time, energy, you know, everything goes against the grain. So we need to, again, this awareness is for us to become fully confident in who we are and what we are doing at the moment. I would like to do, you know. So I don't know if anyone has any comment to add to that, any reflection.
I just will just add to one. Action is something what you really develop. Like you have to know what opportunities you have. Okay, for example, when I came to the US, I can compute but then right after 9/11. And I was but I had to decide and look at opportunities that were out there. So that very thing was like a huge thing. So for me to overcome all the fear and everything about it, I have to tell about falling in love with it. So I developed passion. I forced myself and I developed passion. Once the passion came in, it became easy for me to go in. Even though people were saying, oh, it was too young, now it did not become long. Now it became something that I love to do. And because of that, I've never felt overburdened. Like, okay, oh, I feel, that I feel burned out. I don't feel burned out because I fell in love with it. I do not have to consciously decide to do that. So passion is something also which you can develop. It just does not come up. So you have to be intentional about it. You have to be aware of who you are so you can develop aware of where you're going. So you can develop your passion also. That's my 2 cents.
I mean, that's a great perspective, Doctor. That's a very, good example of you being really aware of your environment and creating your own opportunity. Because if you wanted everything to be done and easy and you just go in, no. To become a medical doctor, it takes training, it takes time, it takes commitment. Again, it has to be very intentional. You have to develop that passion. So that's wonderful. And it's a complete change of direction from IT computers into medicine. So that's a very good example that suits the question there in terms of direction and changing direction and risk. It's a risk you're taking, you know, but if you overcome, it pays off. Wonderful. So finding your purpose. What would you like to do? Check your heart. Burnt out is not doing too much of something. Burnt out is doing any amount of the wrong thing.
Mm.
That's a very powerful statement.
Mm.
When we're doing what we love, what we're passionate about, you don't feel burnt out. You feel energized, especially as you see the results. But when it's the wrong thing, sometimes you might be earning a lot of money out of it, but you get burnt out still because there's no love for what you do. So what I just want you guys to do is to check your heart. Think, what would you like to think about what you're passionate about? If you have if you're trying to come up with your purpose already, think about it. You know, Auntie Doris is an accountant, finance, but look at what she's doing. You still need those skills anyway to do it, but that's not the job an accountant will go and look for. So think about yourself as well. So it must be totally aligned with your education. The subjects that we do in school is what is available, is what we pick because that's what is there. But is that really what you want to do? It could be a means to one, but it's not an end in itself. So knowing yourself is okay, thinking, yeah, I'm studying physics at the moment. Is that really what you want to do? Maybe it's business you want to do. But be able to separate the two. You can use the physics to earn money, but you know that as you're earning money, you're building your business. So it's not going to like you're getting rid of one thing to get into another, but it's to look who in the core of me, who am I? So finding your passion. And you do what you want to do. You must have a dream. Try to be specific. You need to look at your unique talents and gifts. You need to think about what drives you. I will skip the second to the last one. I'll come back to it. The last one, you need to have the right motives. Okay. Values and priorities are so critical. Can you write down? Can everyone just write down 3 of their values? Just 3 of your values. Just write down 3 of your values. Not in any order. Just the 3 values that come to your mind, that these are my values. Sorry, guys. I know we are already 3 minutes past. I don't know if we have a couple of minutes or we have to round up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll just get to another 15 minutes and then we'll try to wrap.
Okay. I'll try to finish before 15 minutes. Right. So, who would like to read out their values? Who would like to share their values?
Well,
Some people are already sharing.
Mhm.
Okay, Silas, go ahead.
Well, I wrote that authenticity, excellence, and simplicity.
Sorry, Pastor. The line.
Oh, okay. There was some noise. I said I wrote authenticity, excellence, and simplicity. Like not in any order, though. But those three.
Thank you. Brilliant. Any other person?
Let me read for those that have written, just so we move faster. There's Melanie,
Oh, yeah.
who has written love, empathy, humility. There is Elumba, who has written service, love, humility. And there is Doris, who has written love, excellence, service.
Okay, fantastic. Those are really some great values.
Yeah.
Now, as people, we are supposed to have values. Let me ask the question, Michael. What are the values of Cameroon as a nation?
Hmm.
The national
Hmm?
Oh,
Sure, tribalism.
that's a strong number.
Huh? Huh?
Do we have values?
Know whether peace, work for the land. I don't know why those ones are values.
Peace work for the land. Me too, I also read it. Peace work for the land. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, seriously.
Right. I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
Over your
I don't know.
corruption.
So, now,
Dr. Cletty, you're very cruel.
great organizations, it starts with people. People must have values. And another question, if we look at our environment, when I say environment, I mean across the board. And I'll start from, let me even just start from church. Do people have values? Like, you can say, these are my values. If you take an individual, not the whole group, individual. Are people aware of their values?
Well, if I could share on that, I think people do
Yes.
have not necessarily good values. I think they have, and then but some don't are not aware of what they have. Right?
Okay.
Some people can
Yeah.
be in church, but their values are money, success, and all, and what have you. So,
Right.
but sometimes I think people do have values, but most of the time they are not aware of what they are. And so you can see you can deduce somebody's values by what they do and the things they do, but they themselves might not just be aware of it.
Yeah. So I'm talking more of people are being aware.
Okay.
I think that it's really, we find ourselves in a context where it's really difficult for people to become even conscious. Sometimes, if it's not sessions like this, sometimes I wonder whether we really take the time